At the White House today, Trump did several things that unfortunately we've gotten used to, but we shouldn't. Trump said about undocumented immigrants, these aren't people, they're animals. It's like, I think the fourth time he's called immigrants animals. He is not just talking about the criminals. Now he's just talking about undocumented immigrants that ICE is starting to round up. They're not just rounding up people with criminal history. And by the way, when they go after immigrants in their rhetoric, the Republicans, now they talk about chain migration, which is legal immigrants. So the fact that they don't like immigrants is obvious, and it's not just undocumented immigrants. In this case, those are the people that he's referring to as animals. This is fascism. This is what they do. They dehumanize people. They demonize people. They spread hatred and fear of the others. They take specific groups and blame them for all the problems. In the case of Latin America and Latinos in this country, Donald Trump said that, and his administration keeps saying that the opioid problem is because of the drugs coming in from Mexico and the Latin American countries. Look, if you said that about marijuana, it's actually the war on drugs, but at least I understand it because that's being brought over, some of that is being brought over the border, okay? But if you say that about opioids, opioids are produced legally here in America by giant American pharmaceutical companies. What does that have to do with Mexico? It doesn't matter. Demonize, dehumanize. And he's not subtle about it. He just flat out says they are not people, they are animals. And yes, that's fascism. That's what they do. And they've been doing it to Muslims for a long time. Now it's Latinos, and we can't get used to it. I mean, look, it's in such incredibly strange times. Imagine if before the madness began, under Obama, if Obama had said about a group of white people that he didn't like, they're not people, they're animals. If he said that about white people, if Obama said that. First of all, it would have been terribly wrong. It would have been just as wrong as Trump saying this. But of course he wouldn't have said that because he's not a monster like Trump is. Obama had 1,000 problems, but this certainly wasn't among them. And Trump says that regularly. But when it's about white people, it seems unimaginable calling white people animals. That's crazy, right? When it's about Latinos who are crossing a border for a better life in America, oh yeah, it's normal. It's normal. I mean, number one, the press will treat it. I mean, they'll talk about it. Don't get me wrong, right? But they'll treat it as fairly routine, if not normal. And a lot of the right wing will celebrate it and go, "What do you mean? Of course they are. Oh, you liberals, you don't call things as they are. They're animals. We're great. They're the worst. They're Muslims are irredeemable. Latinos now are irredeemable. All the others, they're the source of our problems. Not the people who rig the system are not the powerful. They're the powerless." And they're not even people, they're animals. So when we do terrible things to them, lock them up, break up their families, and do more unspeakable things, hey, we just are about to put in a CIA director known for torturing people. So when we do those things, it's okay because they're not really people, they're animals. And by the way, he also said that the mayor of Oakland should be brought up on obstruction of justice charges because she explained that ICE was coming in and she warned her citizens about basically their Gestapo tactics. And so Trump's saying basically you disagreed with me politically, so he literally directed his attorney general to start an investigation on her. In other words, lock her up. Now, I told you these fascists would start to lock up their political opponents. If they can, if we allow it, if we normalize it. And here, his excuse is, well, what do you mean? We couldn't arrest as many undocumented immigrants as we want to because she made that message. Now, the head of ICE in San Francisco quit when the Trump administration put that message out because he's like, that's not true. It's not factual. It did not affect the arrest in the way that the Trump administration is claiming. But it doesn't have to be true. It just has to be a fig leaf, enough for the right wing to go, oh yeah, we knew it. They're animals. We should have gotten all those animals and rounded them up because they're a problem, they're a virus, etc. This is exactly the type of language that monsters have used throughout history, whether it was the Nazis, it was the colonialists, the conquistadors, they're savages, etc. And the list goes on and on. And so Trump is in a long line of fascists, and we can't let him start locking up his political opponents and dehumanizing people this way.